might be worth in certain breeds is to actually take radiographs just to see what the spine looks like. That way you have a bit of an idea ahead of time to be more careful, especially the brachycephalic breeds like the pugs, the Frenchies. Those breeds can have malformations, and it's good to be aware of that because for these animals, you definitely want to make sure they don't jump up and down from things, and you want to be extra careful to maintain good spinal health and good musculature around the spinal cord, the spine, to help stabilize these joints so that no issues occur down the road. So very important. As I mentioned earlier, we need a bit of a systematic approach when we look at the nervous system. So it's not enough to just look at the nervous system itself. We want to look at all the other pillars as well, because the root cause of chronic inflammation and aging is really inflammation. And that inflammation results from a lot of different things. So when we want to help the nervous system, we really have to work on prevention. We want to diagnose decline early and prevent it. And we do that by reducing inflammation. And one of the big parts of reducing inflammation is to feed a low inflammatory diet, low carb diet, which is species appropriate diet. We also want to keep a healthy weight. We want to maintain physique through body work. Exercise is very important. Core strength, short toenails, maintaining dental health. I love to do chiropractic work. That's kind of my thing. But acupuncture works really well as well for animals that have decreased nerve conduction to certain body areas. Like in this dog here, he had a lot of weakness in the hind end. And so he benefited a lot from both chiropractic and acupuncture. We can also provide brain supporting nutrients such as medium chain triglycerides, basically coconut oil, because what that does is it helps to support the brain function. We can also give SAMe, melatonin, rhodiola, L-theanine, all kinds of different nutrients, ginkgo, omega-3s, because all of these help to support brain function. They help decrease inflammation. They help with regeneration of nerves as well. And then I also recommend using a harness instead of a collar. A decrease of inflammation through diet is very important. And the dog risk research study, they have found that dogs that are on kibble actually have the highest levels of inflammatory markers. So we want to make sure we feed them a species appropriate diet. Best would be a raw diet, but obviously it's very individual. Some dogs, especially when they get older, they need a bit more processed diet because they can't quite handle the raw, but it's very important to keep these inflammatory levels down throughout their lives because, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, the nervous system and the brain, they really don't do well with inflammation and they degenerate, and you won't see the results until later in life. So you want to make sure you start feeding them a good diet early on, a diet that really decreases inflammatory levels. And we also need to look at detox a little bit and making sure that some of these toxins that are getting into the system are getting out, because we have had a huge amount of increase in chemicals that are being produced and sprayed everywhere over the last 100 years or so. There are more than 1.5 million new chemicals that have come on the market since World War II. And so we really have to be a little proactive that way. And one in particular is very crucial to pay attention to, which is glyphosate, which is a weed killer that has antibiotic properties. It will disrupt the microbiome, and the microbiome and the gut are very important for brain health. Whatever is going up wrong in the GI tract will also affect the brain and cause inflammation there, because anytime we have a leaky gut going on, we also have a leaky blood-brain barrier.
Caring for a pet involves planning for each stage of their life. Pet owners may be unprepared for the challenges of caring for a sick or aging pet, such as deciding when to say goodbye. So when they can't tell you it's time to go, how do you know when it is? Here's a little advice in this next video.